Man, I really love me a surprise album. One day you just sitting there anticipating your favorite rapper's next album. You ain't sure when it's coming out, and then on a random Friday, boom, there it is.
Dropped again? Kendrick dropped again? What are you saying?
You know, it's always a ballsy move to put out an album this way because you're basically circumventing promotion. In a long build-up and hype, a surprise album basically relies on the element of surprise, and it relies on word of mouth. And in the social media age, there's a lot of word of mouth. Something happens, you find out about it pretty much right away. The first surprise album I remember was Beyonce. I think she did it a couple times. And then I know that after Eminem got bad reception on Revival, he was convinced it was because people saw the track listing, I guess. And so he just dropped a few projects after that as surprise albums, and he tends to do that. But here we are with a new surprise album, this time from Kendrick Lamar, coming fresh off of whooping up on some Drake, his first post-Drake beef album. And I gotta say, it's pretty dope. Kinda came out of nowhere, and I'm instantly digging the vibes. However, there is something a little bit interesting about this album, and it's not necessarily the content. I'll get to that in a second, but it's the first time where Kendrick comes out and is essentially a polarizing character because he defeated Drake in that beef. And so, you know, there's a lot of people still butthurt about that, and you'll see that in the comment section. You see, every Kendrick Lamar album had always dropped with praise because Kendrick Lamar has long been hip-hop's darling, hip-hop's golden boy. He can do no wrong. There was almost no Kendrick haters, but in this post-Drake beef world, he's finding haters. Why? Because Kendrick Lamar hurt a lot of feelings, not just Drake's. There's a lot of Drake fans and Drake stans with that bitter taste still in their mouth even 6-7 months later. They can't get over it. It haunts their dreams.
That he's just superior to Drake. No, I think it really comes down to some petty, like, schoolyard, like, yo, I'm jealous of you, bro. Fuck you. I hate you. I hate the way you look. I hate the way you talk. I literally think, and I think he's even saying that. But you gotta have some kind of you can't just.
Now, it's clear Kendrick Lamar is now a polarizing character. Welcome to Eminem's world. When you are a polarizing character, it does not matter what you do. Everything you do is gonna get trashed by somebody who's bitter, somebody who's sour.
It's mid again, right? And one is not. Mid again. Kendrick just dropped a surprise album called GNX. I guess the name of some kind of car or whatever. Chad, I've been skimming through this album. You know I had to hit the Kim through it. Niggas skim through it. I've been skimming through the album, and I gotta say it's mid again. Anybody that's been paying attention to this beef, trying to decide who's better musically between Drake and Kendrick, I think we have the answer now with Kendrick's new project.
And that kind of sucks, but I have a feeling that Kendrick doesn't really care. You see, Kendrick is no stranger to wanting to be competitive in hip hop, and this is a time with this album where he's coming for the throne. You know, he sees it there. He just got done taking out one of the biggest rappers on the planet, and he smells blood. And much like what he says on the album, he says people are not gonna like you. When you start reaching for that throne, there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be bitter. They do not like that. They like you to stay the golden child. They like you to keep your head down and just make good music. But Kendrick Lamar doesn't care about that. I mean, we found that out when he put out Control. What was that, 11 years ago now? Now, I must say, I am definitely enjoying this project. I haven't digested everything yet. I do like Whacked Out Murals, and I do like Man at the Garden. Man at the Garden's got those Nas vibes. I swear, that Man at the Garden made me want to go listen to Nas One Mic. Try that if you ever get time. Listen to One Mic by Nas, and then listen to Man at the Garden by Kendrick Lamar. Very similar beats, very similar type of songs. But I dig it. Either way, I love Nas, so I'm a little biased in that way. But Kendrick Lamar drops this album just as he's still riding the hype train off the song Not Like Us, which I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I liked that song when it first came out, but it kind of got blasted in my ears, and then eventually I was like, gosh, just enough of it. But we're not done listening to it yet because it's gonna be performed at the Super Bowl, so get ready for that.
I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown. And for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position, like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that, but I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. And so it hurt a whole lot.
Furthermore, the album also features a couple of digs, specifically the one at Lil Wayne for pretty much acting like a crybaby for not getting the Super Bowl spot. By the way, I never gave my opinion on that, and this is my opinion. If I was Lil Wayne, I wouldn't even have said anything. I would have just congratulated the guy and just kept it moving. Understood that the powers that be do not like him, so it is what it is. This is where you could have just been humble about it and congratulated somebody, but you didn't. I understand, Wayne. You from New Orleans, I get it. This is your team, this is your time, but it's not something that's owed to you. The NFL does not care about any of that stuff. The NFL just wants to put on a hype show, and Kendrick Lamar just happened to have probably the rap song of the year. So, it is what it is. I won't lie though, if it came down to a battle, I would love to see that battle. And now here we are, 7 months later, and Drake decides to file a lawsuit. This is one of the most made ass moves I have ever seen in the rap game. Like, Drake should legit be ashamed of himself. This to me is the most public admission that you took quite the L, because now you're suing for defamation. I bet no rapper in the game, no battler in the game ever thought about that. Let's sue somebody for defamation. I mean, maybe Ja Rule, I don't know what are the statute of limitations on that, because that dude needs to come back. Watch Benzino run out and get a lawyer.
Come on, man.
So apparently Drake doesn't exactly list Kendrick Lamar in the lawsuit, but does list Universal Music Group, who, by the way, Drake rolls with, and he's accusing them of playing Not Like Us, using bots and trying to manufacture this song's popularity. Let me tell you something. When I first heard Not Like Us, I already knew it was gonna be a hit, and guess what? It was. I heard it at every barbecue. I heard it when we were out at the lake just hanging out. I heard it on the radio. It was everywhere. Kids were making TikToks with that whole probably A minor. I saw this happening. Drake, you took a L. It's what happens. You gotta just brush the dust off your shoulders and move on however you can. Save face while you're ahead. Quit while you're ahead. But anyways, that's all I had to say about that. I really do hope we get a battle out of it. That would be great. I love the competitiveness. I love that Kendrick is keeping it competitive, and that is the spirit of hip hop. Gen Z, Gen Alpha, welcome to hip hop. There's gonna be a lot of competition, and I'm just happy that Kendrick Lamar isn't concerned about being super liked. He just wants to put out the music he wants to put out, and he wants to prove himself, and he sees now as the time to do it. Now, as far as the album, I still gotta go back and listen to it. I don't know if I'll do a review or whatever, but right now I'm enjoying it, and it's real good stuff. Anyways, drop your opinions on the album. Let me know in the comment section. Is it cool? Is it nah? Is it hitting the spot? Is it mid? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching.